Peace. We're here with another edition of Wizetics Mental Wealth. I'm your host, Allah King Wize, also known as Wize Shaheed in the global world. Economics, life, and business. Talking about today, we're talking about your word is your bond, the original form of credit. Your word is your bond, the form of credit right there. See, you can buy opportunities with money, but you can only keep opportunities with your reputation. So what we talking about when we saying your word is your bond? It's the original form of credit. So we talking about, like, we can go all the way back as far as we can think, as far as we can count back in time. It all came down to you. So let's say, for example, before there was paper money, and let's say individuals were just somewhere just talking about something. Two individuals coming together. I'm going to do this for you at this set price. I'm going to do this. What you need done? Okay, you need this done? I'm going to do this for you at this set price. Okay, I'm going to go get it done. And then you pay me late. Your word was your bond. It's not the money. Was it the money? See, money really isn't the power. Your word is. Your word is the first currency you ever owned. See, broke people don't know this. Your money follows your reputation. Because money can get you in the room, but your word is what keeps you there. So we're going to get into this right here. First part of it, we're going to talk identity economics. Your word equals identity. Identity leads to reputation. Reputation leads to access. Access leads to credit. Credit leads to capital. Capital leads to legacy. See, before there was money, before there was gold, before there were banks, there was your word. Even for those that's like who study the Bible and scriptures and things like that, it always say, in the beginning, from the word came everything. Your word was the first credit score ever created. Because if people couldn't trust you, trade with you. And if they couldn't trade with you, you couldn't build anything. See, money is a tool, but your word is the contract. Money will get you in the room, but your word is what keeps the door open. Your name, your behavior, your patterns, that's what the word is a whole manifestation of. Your name, your behavior, your patterns, the world uses that to determine whether you're trustworthy. Not your income, not your status, your word. Your word builds reputation. Reputation builds credit. Credit builds access. Access builds wealth. And wealth builds legacy. So understand this. Your word is your bond, not money. Your word is your bond, not money. See, that's where it all comes down to. Because before we ever had credit scores, before banks, before business, before money even existed, there was one thing that determined your value in the world: your word. Original currency. Your word was the first contract. Your word was the first credit score. Yeah. And see, and today, I'm just going to break it down why your word is still, and how this truth shapes your reputation, your credit, your access, and your legacy. We gonna really get into this. I'm not gonna. It's gonna be real, to the point, because it's told over and over. Money is power, but that's a lie. Money gets you in the room, but your word keeps you there. Money opens doors, but your whether those doors stay open. Money can buy you time, but only your character can buy you trust. Today's not a money economy. That's how, on a face value. You see, your word is worth more than your wallet. Every ancient civilization, Kemet, Mesopotamia, Israel, Rome, West Africa, all of them had the same rule: trust equals trade. You could not borrow grain without trust. You could not borrow tools without trust. You could not join a guild without trust. You could not enter a marketplace without trust. Your word was your collateral. Your behavior was your credit. Your name was honor. Wasn't symbolic. Honor was economic. Think about that. So it's a matter of going back to my 7 pillars, the Wizetics 7 pillars. The first one, mindset mapping. And that's you realizing your purpose, your identity. Because life is business and business is war. So relationship building. So the real asset building. Money is just a tool. Your word is the contract. Money does not create trust. Money does not create credibility. Money is a tool, and tools can break, but your word, the word is a contract that binds everything together. See, you have like a proverb. It says, "Have you not heard that your word shall be bond, regardless to whom or what? Yes, my word is bond, and I will give my life before my word shall fail." Say it again. I'm gonna look at this camera up here. Have you not heard that your word shall be bond, regardless to whom or what? Yes, my word is bond, and I will give my life before my word shall fail. That's power. Power is in the word. See, when you tell someone, "I got you, I'll be there, I'll pay you, I'll finish it, I'll stand by my work," those statements become your credit score, your credibility, your relationship capital, your market value, your legacy. People don't follow your money, people follow your word. Your credit score is just a mathematical version of your word. If you keep your word with lenders, you get a high score. If you break your word, low score. It's not deep, it's behavior economics. Banks don't fund your ideas, they fund your patterns. Investors fund your potential, they fund your track record. Communities don't trust your promises, they trust your consistency. This is why I teach reputation infrastructure. So it's like it's life and business. So in life, you have your reputation. In business, you have resumes. You have your resume, you have your reputation, from your life transfers over into your business. Your money may fluctuate, but your reputation, it must remain stable. See, you can be up with money one day and down with money the next day. As long as your word remains, you can get back up. You ain't really gotta have any money as long as you got your word. Before you had a job, before you had a business, before you had a degree, before you had a bank account, before you had a brand, before you had a credit score, what did you have? Your name. Your name activates blessings. Your name activates opportunities. It's your name. Your name activates trust. And yes, your name can activate resistance. This is why in Wizetics, the foundation is mindset mapping. And then we go into strategic structuring. Before you build a business, before you build a brand, before you build credit, you must build a name people respect. Legacy begins with the word you give and the word you stand on. I'm going to say that again. Legacy begins with the word you give and the word you stand on. Your word builds your character. Your character builds your reputation. Your reputation builds your credit. Your credit builds your access. Your access builds your wealth. This is why you can be broke and still you can be rich and still have no credibility. You can have money and still lack trust. You can lose money and rebuild if your name is still good. Your name has more power than your network. Because your word is the only thing money can't buy. Money can't. Your word is backed by your actions. When you say what you say, and it's followed up by your actions, that produces your credibility. In Wizetics OS, we don't start with money. We start with identity. We don't start. That's why, when I mentor people, I start with the foundation, mindset mapping. Because see, when you know your purpose in life, when you understand what it is, when you are properly aligned in your thinking, when your thinking is aligned with your purpose, your word is backed by actions of integrity. Because identity, it goes into behavior. The patterns of your behavior produces your reputation. That becomes your credit. And then your credit becomes your opportunity to establish wealth. In establishing wealth, now you can have a legacy. You can't skip the wealth without walking through the layers of reputation. Your word is the bridge between who you are and becoming. If you're ready to build a reputation, people, respect. If you're ready to build a name, banks trust, a legacy your family can stand on, then it's time to build. Your word is your bond, your character is your contract, your name is your asset. This is the Wizetics way. And this is how we build Life-Biz infrastructure that lasts. So like a lot of times, right? especially when we come from underserved community, a lot of times we have to think that we could just lie our way through, that we can say we're going to do something and don't do it. How many opportunities you get to come back with that? Now, of course, you can have a bad credit score, and then you can go back and get credit repaired. See, like, what you're doing when you use credit that is being afforded to you by a bank, credit that's afforded to you, that's given to you by a business, like a company like Uline, and that's corporate credit. If the bank can give you personal credit, the only way you're going to get business credit with a bank, you got really like have a business usually. So you got credit that's in your personal name, is usually your social security number, and then you got credit that's in your business name, that's usually your EIN, and then you got corporate credit that's also using your EIN. But it's a distinction between the and the corporate credit. I'm not going to go too deep into that part. That's where the basis of the word is your bond. It's all about. Your word is your bond. See, think about it used in the economic world or the financial world. The terminology is like trust. You can build a trust, right? The trust is something that you establish. You got a revocable trust, an irrevocable trust, but the word is trust. That's basically what people establish when they want to, like, the infrastructure for their estate to be protected. They put together a trust. On the currency, what does it say? On a dollar bill, on the legal tender of the United States, it says, "In God we what? Trust." A corporation can offer stocks or what? Bonds. Think about the terminology. A bond. A bond. What is it based off of? Your word. Your bond. That's what I say. Your word is your bond. These things became incorporated and baked into the modern day financial institutions, the modern day language of economics. The trust, bond, and you got the will too. It's the will. Your bond, when you give your word, you say, "I will do something. I will." You're saying what you're going to do. The will is how you go through something. How I will. That's where all these things come from. That's why I come with life and business. So how do you benefit from these things? How do you use these things for your benefit? You got to keep your word. Keep your word. How it starts. Don't put your word out there for things that you can't handle. So it's the same thing with your credit. Don't go and start striving to deal with credit with things that you can't manage. Meaning that you're trying to buy, because just because you have credit line of $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 credit line, that you just don't go and just buy things, put yourself in bad debt. This stuff. A fact. So when you hear these people talking about, get you this credit card, I can show you how to get capital, and you can take this capital and fund your business. But if you don't have these things planned out, structured with strategy, tactics, and maneuvers, you go into major debt. So this is why you gotta have a coach. This is why you need a coach. This is why you gotta have someone who can walk you through these things, not just saying a coach that gives you a credit repair. We're talking about a real life business consultant, coach, a consultant, a mentor, a guide that could help you understand the mindset and help you be able to write strategies, incorporate the discipline into your lifestyle. See, it's a lifestyle change. It's a transformational change. In order to achieve wealth, in order to be successful in your business, you got to go through a lifestyle change. Discipline. And so let's say you're a person that's already established these things, produce, because see, legacy is deeper than just you and your family. It's how are you and your family positioned within the community? Because you yourself and your family exist within you to establish a business. A business provides a service or a product. Bottom line, the business is solving a problem or problems for people. People are giving you their money for the problem that you are solving. Legacy is associated with how you community. And so the reputation that you have in your community is based off of your word, basically. Like, because I'm making a promise to you when I'm providing you a product or service. I'm saying that what I have will solve your problem. I have the solution to just the brand promise. My brand, this is what I'm standing on. I have the best for you. You know, this is I can solve this problem for you better than this person can solve the problem for you. Company solve this problem for you better than this company can solve this problem. And then it's like unique selling proposition. Like, what makes you be able to solve this problem better or faster, or just your style? You know, it's like convenience. These are all the things that go into what type of service or product that you are offering, and it's based off of your word, because this is what you are directly saying or indirectly saying, but it's still your marketing and your brand, because your brand now becomes your reputation. What it's saying about you, what you provide as a product. And now we're talking about customer interaction. Were they satisfied with this? Was the customer satisfied with what you provided them as a product or service? Now check this part out right here. Me and one of my business partners, we started our company, one of our companies in 2004, and it was built off of our reputation. And we didn't go into it about making money. We went into it with the mission to provide a service for people that was justice impacted, to bridge the gap between those that's justice impacted and those, their family members and friends and associates, to keep them together in communication, and to keep to provide a humane experience to where you can be inspired, transformed into a better person, to evolve in your growth and development, your level of consciousness getting higher, which will allow you to be more of an asset than a liability to you, your family, and society. That's what our business was back in 2004. And over is our reputation, and based off of us keeping our word. Now, sometimes something can happen where you might not be able to keep your word. Some, situations can occur that wasn't foreseen. And now it's like, okay, but it's about communication. See, if you tell somebody that you're going to do something and you're not able to do it, then the best thing to do is communicate that to them ahead of time, so they can prepare for another option to still get that done, which they were counting on you to have done. And so that keeps the integrity of your word, because sometimes things can happen. And now, as like I said, as long as you're communicating this to the person or people that you have told that you were going to do something, that keeps certain things in alignment with productivity. So that's what it is for today. Your word is your bond, the original form of credit.